All right, friends, it's Tina back with another video. It's on Jason Blaha. Strength and baloney fitness, you know, the lifting slave, the gym slave. He's talking about what is this power building debate? Classic bodybuilding was heavy work, then pump work for decades. This is the shittiest coach in the world. He's just as shitty as these other coaches, only he's even more shit. Yes.
Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I thought I would sit down and do a video for you guys and gals today. Get a sip of water. People who keep asking, no, it's not Kool-Aid, this is sugar-free Sonic Cherry Limeade. No, I am not worried about the aspartame. Again, if you
He's a Kool-Aid drinker because Kool-Aid, man.
read all the research and data that's out there, you probably really shouldn't be worried about it.
You know, he'd think he'd want to do some cosmetic work like these other guys, like maybe some, I don't know, maybe grow some hair, maybe fix that face, that body. Something there, at least cosmetically. Fuck me, man. This is natural, eh? On TRT.
Not really a problem. And yes, I keep up with the research on that. But that aside, let's talk a little bit about training, rep ranges, because everyone keeps still.
Yes, let's talk about training and rep ranges. What exactly are you training for? What sport are you training for?
Talking about this whole power building thing. Everyone's talking about power building. Why?
Yeah, the community out there, the fitness community, they're talking about power building because there's nothing else to talk about. Because it loses its luster quickly because nothing is happening out there in the real world. Get it, man?
What people are calling power building is traditional bodybuilding has been done for generations.
And when they lose interest in power building, they're gonna go back to I don't know, deadlifting, and then weightlifting, and then bodybuilding again, and then they'll circulate back. They'll circle back to power building.
How do you guys see me train today? What did my workout look like? Well, actually, my last couple.
I've seen your training. It's garbage training. It's endurance training, chronic lifting, endurance training. Chronically lifting endurance training is what it is, man. It's not bodybuilding, that's for sure. It's a type of bodybuilding, but hey, endurance training is not bodybuilding, bro. Lifting is not about fucking being an endurance athlete. You're crazy.
Workouts have you seen me do? I do some heavy fives on big movements. What? Bench press.
But you're adapted, you bald-headed freak. You are adapted to all these exercises. So how could you get something out of it if you're adapted? It's rapidly adapted. There's nothing going on there. It's like repeated bout effect phenomena. It says it's adapted. You get it, man? Meaning, if something is adapted, it means it's not giving you anything.
Weighted pull-ups, squats, deadlifts. Okay. Then we do pump work. High rep curls, high rep pullover.
I love this. He goes pump work. You mean glycogen loading? Pump work. I'm lifting for the pump. I'm doing pump work. That is fucking doesn't make any sense. If you're on a protein diet, you're not gonna get pumped. There ain't gonna be no pump work, man. This guy's retarded.
Really high rep band press down, sets of 15 plus reps on calves.
You need these bands. Why? These elastic bands. What the fuck do you need them for?
Some hamstring work, you know, these sort of things, right? Ab work.
Yeah, I'm doing ab work, hamstring work, but my whole body is adapted to whatever it is I'm doing now in the gym. That's why I get these newbie gains. I'm untrained, I get an influx of the satellite cells, boom, it hypertrophies. Now I'm adapted. I come in, what am I? An endurance trainer. I'm adapted. That's it. There's no more adaptations. I become adapted. What the fuck is the point here? This is why MND size reaches a ceiling limit. You may not understand why it reaches a ceiling limit. Where the progenitor, when they say the progenitor is beyond where it could donate any extra nuclei to that domain to support further growth, is because you are fucking adapted, man. That's why. 'Cause somebody asked me, Can't you? Isn't it? It's flexible. You could get over them in these size. It says in science. Yeah, it's fuck. Everything is flexible, bro. But if you're motherfucking adapted to these motherfucking exercises, how the fuck did you get anything out of it, motherfucker?
This is the way people train forever. Like, I'm not even training like a power lifter right now.
Yes, this is how everybody's trained forever. You want to know why these fuckers take fucking steroids? Because it's fucking cosmetic. That's why. You understand me? So, the creation of getting something more of something, doing something phony, artificial. You understand? In the real world, in the natural world, things adapt very quickly. In order to get something, you must be unadapted to it, to get something. How do you get an adaptation? You can get adaptations by constantly lifting heavier and heavier. What type of adaptation is that? Maybe myocytic androgen receptor strength? Maybe the body compensates? Hello? I don't know. It's not responsible for the mass. Okay, if it's not responsible for the mass, why don't you fucking find out what is? And then try to figure out how you could get that mass. But do you want sarcoplasmic mass? The fake one? Do you want fiber or myofibrillar growth? Which fucking one do you want? Each fucking training modality has its own fucking modality. Get it? They're not all the fucking same. So you shooting for one thing can't get you another thing. But you definitely could get that glycogen in there if you're an endurance athlete. You will get an adaptation if you keep lifting heavier weights for sure. In these androgen receptors, that's what they do. They compensate you. But you're not. That's not responsible for the mass. So when you're eating glycogen and you're lifting, you're an endurance athlete. So you're just fucking loading glycogen in there, and you misconstrue that and say, "Look, I got gains." What fucking gains did you get? It's crazy.
You know, my background's in powerlifting. I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and look good. So that's why I'm cutting.
Oh, my background is in powerlifting. I'm going to go ahead and look good. Your background is in what? Lifting a heavy weight off the floor. Are you fucking insane, man?
That's why I'm working more arms and biceps and things.
You see the insanity of the fucking fitness industry? This is the insanity. This is the mentality of a lifting motherfucking slave, bro. Get it? And you are a lifting slave because if you're watching him and you're doing what this motherfucker's doing too, then you too are the motherfucking gym fucking lifting slave too, bro. I don't give a shit whatever you fucking say out there. His fucking people on his channel are all retarded. How many does he have listed here? Half sip alert. Christ, what a fucking comment.
Because really, that's the only thing people could make the argument with for me. Oh, Blaha needs another couple inches of bicep. He needs to get leaner.
Yes, that's the argument. I need to get a couple inches on my bicep. Why? Because they're fucking 12 inches, bro. Get it? They've been 12 inches since he reached his fucking newbie gains, the MND size limit. Because he stayed there. He never left the nest, bro. Get it? Fuck me. And oh, he needs to get leaner. How much fucking leaner does he need to get? He's already pretty lean. I don't know. Is he on TRT? Is he not? Is he anymore? Who the fuck knows? But it's definitely not working for him. Maybe he needs some cutting drugs. Who the fuck knows?
Then what? I'll look like a classic bodybuilder, pretty much.
You're gonna look like a classic bodybuilder. Are you crazy, man? You don't look anything like no classic bodybuilder, like nothing. You look nothing. You look like some dude walking down the street, man, in really bad shape.
So it's what I'm doing, and because of that, let's think about that.
Let's think about that. You are the laughing stock of the fitness industry. People already the last couple years, you had that thing with that guy that died. I forgot it was that bodybuilder guy that died. Well, I forgot his name now. Fuck. His channel's dead too because he died. Fuck me, man. Everybody made fun of you. They don't even talk about you anymore. They forgot about you. You've died. Your channel's dead, and so have you. So are you.
So look at this whole power building argument nonsense everyone's talking about it. I'm over here looking back in history and of course looking at the science research because I know a lot of great coaches and stuff too. I'm looking back in history and going, how did golden era bodybuilders train? How did guys train in the 50s and 60s who had these classic physiques?
Yes, how did they train in the 50s and 60s? They had these classic physiques. They didn't train very much. Get it, man? They didn't train very much. It wasn't, their whole life wasn't revolving around a gym. They weren't a gym slave. They did it for extracurricular activity for fun.
That all these people talk about. Classic physiques. They did heavy work followed by pump work. That is bodybuilding. Okay?
I don't know what the fuck they did. Why don't you go back there and find out? Stop making up stuff. How the fuck could you possibly know what they were doing back then? Unless you were there. You don't even know. You're living such an artificial lifestyle at this point. You don't know what the fuck is going on.
Why are people calling this power building? Because it seems like that's what they're doing.
Maybe because they ran out of ideas? Yeah.
Why? This is classic bodybuilding. And let's come over it. If you want a classic bodybuilder look, what should you probably be doing? Probably big, basic barbell movements with heavy weight. Probably a lot of pullovers also. And then you do pump work. You come in and do a bunch of arms and pullovers and calves.
What do you think Sam Sulek is doing right now? How do you think Sam Sulek got so big so quick? Why does he always look so pumped and he keeps talking about the pump, huh? Why do you think he keeps doing that? It isn't just on purpose, man. It's instinctually. He's doing and saying something.
That is traditional classic bodybuilding.
You know, the problem with a lot of people, they just don't listen to their body anymore. They just fucking don't listen to their body. When your body's telling you, you go, I'm a hard gainer, or I reached the genetic limit, or my newbie gain limit, or whatever, that's your instincts telling you something that you just simply are stalled and you can't get beyond that. So what do you need to do to get beyond that if there's a stall there? See what I mean? Are you looking to try to get a different outcome doing the same motherfucking thing? This guy does the same motherfucking exercise day in and day out. How the fuck can he expect a different outcome? Look at his body. Look at his head. There's no change. And he keeps telling you stupid shit like, you know what? They keep telling me I need a few inches on my arms. I need to get my abs. I need to get a slimmer, this and that. Yeah, he needs this and he needs that. And guess what? Does he do any of those things? Hell no, man. Get it? He does the same shit over and over again like a fucking a record on repeat.
So why are we having this argument on social media and all these lifting circles? Why are you guys calling classic bodybuilding power building now that arguing against it? What's your other option? Modern bodybuilding, which is, set aside the guy.
You can call it's all the same shit, man. You're lifting a weight. But the modalities to get what you want out of it, they're all separate. They're not the same.
Guys like Ronnie Coleman or whatever who has lifted some crazy heavy weights, but a lot of...
What about Ronnie Coleman? He destroyed himself lifting heavy on a newbie gain body. That's ridiculous. Filled with sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. That's insane.
What people are doing, which is fascinating, all these people are claiming to be natural.
Why do you think he's so crippled?
But then they're emulating the training styles of guys who use 5 grams of gear.
What? That's just...
Dust
stupid.
is always in the air.
This seems rather strange. I see all these supposed natties arguing about this. But let's think about...
Natties?
This seems rather strange. Okay. Usually requires a whole lot of gear. I'm not saying you have to, by the way. It is possible to make great gains doing that without stuff. But I'm just kind of throwing
Yes, it's easy to make great gains without stuff. Not what you're doing.
that out there.
Whatever.
Just how many researchers and experts who are looking at this stuff are saying, yeah, the really heavy work does produce a potentially higher quality hypertrophy. And again, I'm not saying I
Not that I know of.
agree with all these people, but our growth may produce better.
Maybe an androgen receptor strength. That's a type of hypertrophy. If you get more androgen receptors, they widen, you get more of them. That's a type of hypertrophy. That is hypertrophy work.
Hardness, better muscle maturity and stuff. Ranges may
That doesn't necessarily mean that a muscle has to get bigger for hypertrophy. That is sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. You have myocytic androgen receptor type of hypertrophy. You have fiber hypertrophy, myofibrillar hypertrophy. You have many hypertrophies: blood flow restriction, inflammatory response hypertrophy, lactic acid hypertrophy. There's many things that cause hypertrophy. What are you talking about?
They actually have their own separate stimulus. We can't prove it operates. It stands to reason. Some are saying that they do think that's where the evidence and the science is going to go in the long term. That these different rep ranges may have some specific stimulus to hypertrophy that you don't.
Yes, these rep ranges, they have magic powers, especially when you're adapted. Remember that. When you're adapted, they got even more special powers that are going to give you an absolute zero.
Fully get through the other rep ranges. Well, if that's the case, then the whole idea of heavy work and then pump work makes a.
Yes, we'll just do heavy work with pump work. That's the secret. Those are the cheat codes. Go ask Athlete X. He's got the cheat codes, man. All these fucking people, Tony Huge, you're gonna drink water, it's gonna explode muscle cells. You're gonna get more muscle cells from overloading the muscles with water. And this guy, the cheat codes, Athlete X, the cheat codes, and this idiot. You're gonna get something by being adapted as a fucking endurance athlete, lifting these things in perpetual lifting hell, doing what he's doing in his garage on a daily basis. Yeah, you're gonna get something even though you're adapted. This is crazy
A lot of
stuff.
sense.
The best is when he does like these fucking elastics and he goes, "Look, we're getting damaged." You're getting damaged, yeah. There's a repeated bout effect though. But guess what? We're damaging muscles every day. We're damaging them. When you get rhabdo and fucking end up in a stupor, dying in a hospital.
It's a tremendous amount of sense. Pump work.
Could you imagine if you damage muscle fibers and they didn't heal? They'd be perpetual fibrotic. They'd be fibrotic, and then you'd end up with a disease called rhabdo, and you'd fucking die. Like, I couldn't even imagine if muscles could actually damage every single day. They'd have to protect themselves, right? Maybe that's why they call it the repeated bout effect. The repeated bout effect protects muscle damage from a repeated bout of what? Muscle damage. Why? Because you'd get rhabdo and fucking die. The muscles can't fucking damage every day in a fucking gym. You'd have to be fucking retarded to believe that a fucking muscle fiber would damage every time you came in there and lifted a fucking weight, man. You have to be sick in the mind.
If you want to gain the most muscle possible, which again is what people are wanting to call bodybuilding. Right? The idea with bodybuilding, well, you're trying to.
Can you imagine fucking cutting somebody every day? You meet them and then you cut up their body every day with a knife. You cut them. And every day they come back, you cut them up again. And then they come back, you cut them up. Don't you think they would die eventually? They couldn't heal that fast. They couldn't possibly heal in a day, and they come back and get cut all over again with a knife. You'd have to be mentally fucking gone out of your mind to believe that.
Maximize hypertrophy through your whole body and create.
Yes, maximize hypertrophy. So you think that this cell, a muscle cell, has got, like, it could just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger forever, right? It's just going to get bigger, bro. With, on what? Oh, your 32 grams of protein. Give me a fucking break, man. Are you people crazy?
Balance, and then you're trying to get lean. It's all about body composition, largely.
It's all about body compensation, getting lean, yes. Of course, yes, we need to get the leanness in there because, you know, we got to keep up with the Joneses and the classic bodybuilders and all that.
What bodybuilding entails.
What bodybuilding entails, yeah.
Right. So then if that becomes a thing, then this whole concept of the power building goes away.
Yes, the power building, yes. Dad bod to daddy bod. He's going to get you there.
It's like, no, this would just be bodybuilding. I mean, we're back full circle.
You are back full circle because bodybuilding is the king of the whole thing is bodybuilding. What are you talking about?
We're going full circle.
Yes.
These guys making these statements aren't even big. They're not authorities on any of this.
Who's he actually really talking to? Who's his audience out there? 9 views? I don't know, man. This is crazy. Tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. It helps with the algorithm, my friend. See you in the next one. Yeah. He's gonna become this lifting gym slave. He says he's working to become a classic bodybuilder. What the fuck? It's crazy.